Happy Wednesday!
I'm Nancy.
I'm Cece.
And I'm Liz.
And this is
Lemme Call My Sis.
So, good afternoon. How is everybody doing?
I'm pretty good. A little liquored up.
I'm stressed out.
From what?
What a way to start the episode. I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
Everything coming up, it's just summer's almost here. Madeline's birthday party's almost here.
People are really excited about summer
her
coming
birthday
up.
is in June.
Okay.
Well, and
But
it's
you know
April,
what?
which means Lisa's a little behind
Yeah.
schedule already.
People have expectations with her birthday
You
party,
know what?
okay?
We'll stay relevant. So, my son actually turned 2.
Yeah, he did.
So, yeah, we're entering the terrible 2s. We already got a preview
Yeah,
of it.
you've been having that terrible
so,
twos.
So, yeah, to all you parents with toddlers, yeah, I don't know how y'all do it because, yeah, this is hard.
It's
I'm
really
only
hard.
I feel like he's been 2 for like 6 months.
Yeah.
It doesn't,
Yeah.
in my head, he's been 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
it's-
he started with the throwing himself on the floor and like the kicking. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
I'm in for a treat.
Yes, you are. And you have another one coming, so you'll be in
Well,
my shoes real quick.
Yeah.
Well, you decided to have a fire sign. That's our little Aries. That's
Yeah,
why
he's an Aries, and you could tell he's an Aries.
Yes.
The only Aries in the family.
I didn't know that up until yesterday when you texted it,
What?
that he was only Aries.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
I
the
didn't
only one.
I never paid attention to that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't even know that many Aries in general. So he was like our first experience with one. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like hands
like
on.
his little
Yeah.
fire sign.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see it.
Yes.
Yeah, you have a lot in your plate coming with 2 kiddos. All I get right now is the pool fighting, the hair fighting, the
Dude, I
kicks,
just
the
saw them
non-sharing.
fight
Yeah.
for the first time. What was that? Like last week?
I think it was
Yeah.
last week.
I
Yeah.
was mind blown.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Like when she said they fought, I didn't think she meant like that. Like they were
Yeah.
like
No,
Katie
like-
was like kicking her
Yeah.
and trying to push each other. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And now they do it with Adam. And now she's going to add another one to
Yeah.
the mix.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
something you get to experience soon.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we'll add another one to the bunch. But
Yeah.
hey, it'll keep us busy.
It sure
At least he'll
will.
be going on 3.
Yeah, yeah.
by the
He'll be
time
going
the
on
new
3.
baby's
Mhm.
born.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
so-
did better than me.
Yeah, be a
Yeah,
little bit
girl,
of a
anybody was better than you.
yeah.
Fucking
I did it the
sequence.
right way, okay? Back to back.
Girl.
Who considers that the right way?
A lot
That'd
of
be
parents,
crazy.
okay? Because you did 2 and done. I'm clean now.
2 and done is fine, but back to back?
Yeah, because look at me. They're older now, and we could enjoy the summer.
They're
I don't have to
older
go.
now.
They're
As
older
they're
now
trying
and
to kill
as
each
they're
other.
fighting.
Yeah.
They're fighting left and right.
Yeah, well, they're
but,
siblings.
but guys, do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I
So
recommend it.
you recommend it.
I recommend it.
She's setting y'all up for failure.
Yeah.
Do not listen to
Yeah,
this girl.
don't
I
listen to
recommend
her.
it. It's the best way.
Crazy.
Well, you parents out there will know.
So as you know, we start off every episode with a would you rather question, and this week it's my turn again. I know you guys are excited.
Can't wait.
So my question for this week is, would you rather be stranded on a desert island?
Naked?
No. Would you rather be stranded on a desert island for 5 years or in a coma for 5 years? And you're stranded on the desert island by yourself.
No cell phone, nothing.
Nothing. Not a dog. Not.
Kind of like John
Oh.
Wick vibes.
What?
Can we do like John Wick vibes where he was walking the desert with his dog?
When was he walking the desert with his dog?
Did you watch all 4?
No.
Yeah.
I watched the first 3 and they were so good.
Yeah.
which-
I think it was in the 3rd one.
No, because I watched, or maybe I didn't finish it. Actually, I don't think I finished it. I watched the first 2 and I don't think I finished the 3rd one. But I was really, their movies are bomb.
Yeah, they're really good. But we
yeah.
got off topic. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're on a desert island. You're by yourself. No cell phones. No nothing.
No weapons.
No what? Well, if you make them.
Okay.
You can,
You're using nature.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
You can make them, but for 5 years.
I'd rather be in a coma.
Or in a... Really?
Yes. Yeah.
In a coma.
Yeah.
In an island, you'd at least well, one, you would be breathing on your own.
Yeah, but you would be dying of heat.
Well, not necessarily. You would find stuff.
Yeah, but it's still like an island. Like, remember when we went to Aruba?
Oh my God.
Like,
That shit was
like
heat that I've never experienced
like,
in my
yeah,
entire
that's like
life.
a different heat. Like, where like you're
You're
walking
miserable.
around and you're just sweating.
Well, just standing.
Yeah.
Just like standing, breathing.
You're just sweating.
Dripping sweat.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've never sweated that much in my
But
life.
then again, you're on an island, so like you could be in the waters and there's nobody around, so you don't gotta like
The
look
desert
cute or
is a
anything.
desert for a reason.
Yeah, but it said desert island. I don't really know.
Yeah, what is a desert island?
Oh, I read the question wrong.
My
Oh
God.
my God, bro. Go ahead. Reread
I was
it.
like, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Yes, it
My
is.
bad, y'all. Would you rather be stranded on a deserted island?
Oh my God.
Listen, I was upfront and honest. I've had a few drinks. Would you rather be stranded on a deserted island? My bad, y'all. Does that
Well,
change
still
the
an
question?
island.
Yeah,
But it's not-
but it's not a desert.
So it's not
But
necessarily like
you're deserted. You're on your own.
Yeah, there's nothing
but that's
there.
better than a
Yeah.
desert.
Yeah.
Well,
it
yeah,
is.
but I still take the coma.
I think I would do the island.
I kind of think I would do the island too.
Yeah.
But then again, that would be terrifying at night. Could you
It would
imagine?
be terrifying, but 5 years, right? So you build
Yeah.
your house, you build your life there.
Oh,
you
when did you become this fucking Girl Scout that can build a
real.
house?
You have 5 years to figure it out.
And you're by
And you
yourself.
think if you don't have those like outdoor nature skills, you're just gonna learn them?
Yeah, you have to learn them or you die.
I don't
would
think we're that
die.
advanced.
Yeah.
I don't think
Lisa's house is gonna
and
be
then-
fucking 2 tree branches.
for the God.
And then you're wiping your ass with leaves.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, okay, no one's gonna smell you. Like,
No, I
you're
know, but
alone.
you're still like,
In coma, you can't shower either. You're going to be pissing
Yeah,
all over
that's
yourself.
true.
yeah, but at least I won't know it.
And then you're gonna wake up and like, what if you were forgotten in a coma?
Well, I would have rather forgot me being stranded on an island.
You-
What
But
am I
that's 5 years of you
Right.
losing your life
Well,
in a
I'm kind of
coma.
losing my life in a
there's
deserted
animals.
island too.
Not really.
That might kill you.
or help you?
Either or.
Did you guys ever hear of that story where there was a little boy who was raised by a pack of wolves?
Oh, I did see that. That's actually awesome.
And
Yeah.
he would like run. Like,
there wolves on an island?
All four. No, I'm just like.
She's just using the
It's
story.
the moral of the
Yeah.
story. Like the little boy even would like run on all fours. Like he grew up like a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
was
I'm
cute.
Like maybe some
I
animals
just-
there take pity
I
on
just
you.
know
and they
I
take
can't.
You, in.
I won't survive in the wildlife.
You don't think so?
No.
I think I could do it.
What if you were able to take one item, kind of like they do on those like Naked and Afraid shows?
What item could I possibly take that will help me survive?
I would use my
Well, I don't
knife.
know.
That's the 5-pocket knife.
The 5-pocket knife.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people on those shows. They'll take a little pot to boil the water because
yeah,
you know
and
you
the
can't
food. Yeah.
you can't drink the water. So you know what I would want one of those
The filter
straws.
straws?
Yeah, the straws where it automatically like filters and does all that, so you can just drink from wherever. Because water would be your number one priority.
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would rather be in a coma.
What about you?
I think I would do the island.
You would do the island. I think I would take. Could you imagine surviving that? Like nobody could tell.
That's what
me
I'm saying.
shit
Yeah,
after
and
that.
I don't think I would survive it. So no.
It would be like...
But you could at least risk it as opposed.
But you're going to
from
start there alone. In those 5 years, what if
Yeah.
you meet friends or something or
Or
somebody
what if
comes?
something kills you or somebody?
Well, you got to be smart too, man. You can't be out there all dumb.
You're in the wildlife, girl.
Lisa's like, use your brain.
Well,
That's
yeah,
not fair.
and you're there by yourself. Like, no.
I would rather be out there living than be in the
Well,
coma.
you're not really-
Even if she's barely living.
Right, you're barely
Yeah.
living. Like, no, thank
You
you.
would come back fit as hell.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, because you wouldn't eat.
I would do the island for sure.
Yeah, you
Fuck
would have
that
to
coma
hunt your
shit.
food. Like, no.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You
No.
grab fish.
No. And do what with it?
Start a fire. Lisa's, you'll learn.
You gotta learn, man. You gotta
No.
learn.
No, then you're gonna eat the whole fish on itself by itself.
That's how you gotta do it.
Skin it.
Yeah,
Right?
no. I'm
Yeah, that's
not,
what the point of the 5-pocket knife is.
I'm
Skin
not
that
doing all
shit.
that. Nope. No, thank you.
You can, and then I'm sure there's trees, so you can eat like a coconut.
Yeah, how am I gonna climb a tree? What am I,
you-
Tarzan?
You could just shake it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Until,
yeah.
I'm sure if it's an island filled with like palm trees, is
Yeah,
coconut,
palm
right?
trees.
Palm trees. There has to be some that are already on the ground for you to eat.
No,
There's
thank
like
you.
cherries that get built on the trees. There's everything.
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah,
That's all you
Paradise?
need.
yeah.
Paradise.
It's like a vacation.
Yeah.
You guys have kids that just sound like a.
It sounds
a fun
amazing.
time.
No.
Lisa's like, sign me up.
Sign me up.
As she was 5 minutes ago promoting having 2 in the trip.
Right. Yeah.
Now she's like,
I didn't say it was easy,
island?
okay?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. She's like, get me out of here.
Yeah. And Nancy's like, I'll just die.
Yeah. I'm like, nope. Mm-mm.
Okay, so coma,
Yes.
island. And I would do the island too. I would want to come back with some bomb
Well, more.
stories.
Or maybe you might not come back.
Well, I'd rather take that risk because if I do, unstoppable.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
That's all I would talk about for the rest of my
Me
life.
too.
I survived 5 years.
Yeah.
On a
We
deserted
hear
island.
enough from you. So no.
I would
Imagine.
love that.
Whereas you wake up from a coma and
You're like, what? I was sleeping for 5 years.
Yeah.
5 years you missed
I just
everything.
wasted 5 years
Well,
of
you
my
kind
life.
of waste 5 years in a stranded
No,
on
you're
an
telling
island.
stories.
No. Yeah, not great ones.
What
How
do
do
you?
you know? If you first of all, if you survive, those
Yeah.
are gonna be some epic
Yeah.
stories.
Yeah, but struggle's real, so no.
But you survived.
And
it.
you would
No.
come back to the news. You'd be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know that.
You'd be a celebrity. Everyone would want to interview
Yeah,
you.
oh my
everyone.
gosh. Yeah.
They'd be like, this girl survived
5 years on an
5 years
island
by herself.
without anything.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
No.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We'll
No.
pay
Be
you.
a celebrity.
Yeah.
No.
Meanwhile, you would have tubes.
Well, I'd be a celebrity too. I survived 5 years in a
Bro,
coma.
no one gives a fuck. Like, I'm sure there's people in comas every day.
Yeah.
That don't survive.
Yeah, actually, that's so sad.
That is sad. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
A moment of silence.
Huh?
Damn! Why did you react like that? I said a moment of silence.
Well, I did not understand that. You were like,
A moment of silence.
Oh my god.
I would definitely do the island though.
Okay. Island, coma.
yes.
Depressing as hell. All right.
Whatever.
Okay, so moving on for our topic for today, which now that it's April, I think spring actually started in March, but like
Yeah.
the beginning of spring, we are going to talk about spring cleaning and decluttering, all that stuff, when you do it, how you do it. So how often do you guys go through everything? Do you pick like one day or is it like a project that's ongoing once
For
spring
me, it's a
starts?
project.
Yeah,
It's a
me
project.
too. I do it like right now. I still haven't finished. I finished most of it. I just have to go through our clothes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you guys do it in the spring?
Yeah,
Yes.
we do
Okay,
it.
so it is spring
yeah.
cleaning
Yeah.
for you guys. And you go through
Yeah.
everything.
Everything.
Do you
Because
do
the
it-
weather feels nicer too. You open the windows. You just
Yeah.
feel more like energized.
Yeah.
You feel more motivated. to
Yeah.
do
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Do you guys see a difference when you're consistently decluttering and getting rid of stuff versus when everything's just kind of getting piled up?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's
Yeah, you think I feel like me personally, like I could think better, like everything's more organized. I know where everything's at instead of like scrambling around for it. And that way I know, like, for example, right now I'm supposed to go clean out our doors, right? So half of that clothes that like I don't even wear anymore. So I'm like, oh, I actually wear this. I don't have to be like digging through my drawer looking for something that I'm actually gonna wear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing. Yeah. I used to like not want to get rid of my clothes.
Yeah.
Cause I'd be like, oh my God, like I love this. And then I'm like, I'll fit into it one day. So then I was like, that ain't gonna happen. So I transitioned my mind. So now I just get rid of stuff if I don't use it. I'm like, all right, you gotta go. So yeah, I just got rid of a lot of clothes for me, Elena and Tyler. Yeah. Especially now that I'm pregnant, I'm like, I went through a lot of stuff and I'm like, yeah, by the time I have this baby, I'm not going to wear this anymore.
Have you
Right.
hit your nesting stage yet?
No.
No.
What?
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
What?
It's your nesting stage. So it's essentially like a spring clean out.
Yeah.
Like the moms when you're pregnant towards the end of the pregnancy, so it's like in the middle, you just get this urge to clean out, to organize, to like
'Cause you wanna get ready for the
stuff
baby.
ready.
I've
yeah.
never
It's
heard
called
of that.
nesting.
Yeah.
It's called
That's
nesting.
fascinating.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
trying to get ready for like your new baby.
Yeah, so you want to like deep
birds.
clean the house.
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
The nesting.
It's called
Yeah.
the nesting
I've
stage.
never heard of that.
Yeah.
It's actually really nice. It feel like you just feel so relieved when you do all that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called the nesting stage.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the idea behind it. I
Yeah.
think there's something like therapeutic about decluttering.
It is, yeah.
organizing. I think people they like dread it because in theory you're like, damn, I gotta go through every room, through every closet, through every bin and stuff like that. But I think it helps when it's like you guys, where it's like maybe every day you pick one room and then the next day or the next week or whatever, just so that it's not so overwhelming. But
yeah, that's how we've been doing it.
Me that I have kids, like it's easier that way. Before I had kids, I would knock it all in one day, but that's because like I had all the time in the world, you know. Now with the kids, I like to separate it because it's easier that way. But if I could knock it down in one day, I would rather do that.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I just go through every room and I'm like, yeah, what do I not use? What do I not need? And just toss it. Yeah.
Do you go through Elena's and stuff, or do her and Tyler do their own clothes?
So I go through Elena's. Obviously she tells me what she doesn't want, but you know, some things I'm like, you're not gonna wear that. And then she's like, all right. And then, because, you know, like us women, we know that sometimes, like, you want to keep that. Even though you don't wear it.
Sentimental reasons.
I still don't get that. I don't get why that.
Do you guys think that that's something you're born with? Or do you think it's something you...
I don't know.
Learn?
I think it's a woman thing.
I think it's something you learn. I think it's something you learn.
I kind of think so, too, because when I look back at our childhood... Like right now, I'm all about decluttering. I'm all about minimalism and stuff. But I don't know if you all remember when I was younger, I was a hoarder, just like Mom. I remember in my room, I had my dad put up shelves in every wall in my room just to fill it with stuff. Like if I got a perfume, I would keep the box. I would keep like everything. And I got it from my mom. Like she's a hoarder. She's always been like that. And then I remember one day I watched that minimalism documentary on Netflix, and I was like, yeah, this stuff does not make me happy. I don't even know why.
Yeah,
like, I don't know,
especially
where
like
that got
a perfume
in my
box,
head.
Right? Like there's
and
like
Mom
me
still
and
does
the
it.
Apple boxes. Remember?
Yeah. Oh my God, Lise had a collection of every single Apple product she ever had. She had the box.
Yeah.
Why?
I did.
For no reason.
Like it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't bring you any joy. Like it really. But and I think it is learned.
I think it is learned because till this day, Mom has a lot of Elena stuff. Now she has like the girl
so
stuff.
Much stuff. Like we all have been taking turns going over, and we'll declutter and get rid of stuff behind her back.
Yeah, because it's so bad. It's so bad. Like she pulled out a pants from Elena and tried giving it to Madeline from like when she was her age.
And my daughter's 16.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like this was.
That's how bad it is.
Crazy.
But she's getting better too.
She is getting better.
Like she's learning, but well,
she started decluttering herself. Now.
Yeah.
But at first, oh my God,
it would be a fight.
Yeah. She didn't want to get rid of stuff. And I'm like, and I think she in a way motivated me. Cause I'm like, I'm not trying to be that way.
Yeah.
So like it more like I actually came home and I was like, what can I get rid of?
They go see her house and then they're like, all right, we gotta do some more decluttering.
Because it just you have a clearer mind, like, and you have this shit piled up of stuff that you don't need, and like, what's the point of keeping all that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like stuff doesn't make you happy.
No.
Like when you get older, when you're like on your last days, you're not gonna look back and be like, oh, I had this purse, I had this bag, I had this. You're not gonna look at that. You're gonna look at your memories.
Yeah, and I think age plays a factor too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, because obviously when you're younger, you're not really thinking about things like that. But like as you get older, I'm like less stuff, less clutter, clear mind, and then just not having all that stuff around, just taking up space.
Yeah.
Well, one, it's like a financial thing,
right?
Because you're spending all this money on all this shit around your house and in rooms and closets and all that stuff. Half of the time you don't even use it.
Yeah.
Half of the things you can grab and you can be like, I haven't used this in a year,
so get rid of it.
So one, it's like a financial toll on you. And then two, it takes up space in your home.
Yeah.
And then three, it's just, I think it's a direct correlation with your mind. I think when your home is messy and when it's cluttered and when it's not organized, I feel like, how can you relax? How can you feel peaceful?
It's
how
true.
Can you just feel like you can breathe and just chill? And like you need a clear, happy house to have that in your mind.
And it's easier to clean too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's easier to keep your house clean. It's easier, to keep your house organized. Like with the kids' toys, like oh my God, like he had like 2 bins full of toys, and like you guys know if you have kids, they throw them all over the damn place. So then I got rid of a bunch of toys. So we narrowed it down to one basket. And like, yeah, now it's so much easier to clean the toys, even that, because I'm like, okay, there's not so much
Right.
to pick up anymore.
Right,
Yeah.
It's less for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially you two. You have mom. You guys are moms.
Yeah.
So any time that you can save for yourself, of course. Why would
Right,
you not?
Yeah. And then I also want to make it easier for when we move.
I'm dead.
Wait for Tyler to hear this.
I know.
That man hates moving, and my
Yeah.
sister, as soon as they can, she's like, "It's time to upgrade."
Yeah. I don't like staying in one place for too long. So.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think when you're like, could you imagine having an emotional day where you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling stressed, let's say at work or somewhere, and then you come home and you just walk into a house that's filled with shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
it would add.
Yeah.
It would
add.
Instead of like relaxing,
Yeah.
You would come walk in and be like, I need to clean this up.
or you would walk in and you'd be like, fuck this, and you turn around and leave.
Yeah.
Like, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Where I feel like your home is where you should feel your most relaxed and peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if your home is filled with a bunch of shit, it's dirty, it's unorganized, and a lot of times the people will complain, my house is too small, my house is this, whatever. You can make magic happen by organizing.
That's actually true because
And
I
decluttering.
would complain about it, and now if you go and open every drawer, it's like
Yeah.
nice and
You
organized.
just gotta get creative.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
literally all. Go on Pinterest.
Right.
Pinterest,
Yeah.
like anything. Organization
TikTok,
hacks.
Instagram,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you, because sometimes you're more of a visual person, and they
Yeah.
have videos on Instagram, TikTok. They show you how you
Pinterest helps so much.
can. Yeah.
One,
so-
the first step is obviously decluttering.
Yeah.
So get rid of everything
Yeah.
you don't need. And then
Yeah.
once you have the stuff that are just your essentials, then you can look up ways to save space. Like
Yeah.
if you have a small,
Yeah.
like if you have a small kitchen, just for
Yeah.
example, get a wall, a door organizer where
Yep.
it hangs, and you can use that as
Yeah.
like a mini pantry. Like
Yeah.
there's so many
There's
different
endless
hacks,
ways.
yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
for organizing and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, your home should be clean, should be cleared. I actually found this girl on TikTok that I sent to you guys. I know you watched her for sure. Kylie Perkins.
yeah.
She is amazing. And I sent you guys something because I feel like for the past few years, every time there's a birthday, every time Christmas comes around, we want to just fill the kids with all these new presents, all these new toys. And then I watched that and I was like, oh my God, I never even thought that having so many toys could even overwhelm your kids.
Yeah.
I never would have thought about that. And then
Yeah.
I sent you a link to one of her TikToks saying that they'll play more with their toys and be less likely to get bored so easily if they're not surrounded by like 100 different toys.
Yeah.
And you ended up doing it, right? And you said you noticed.
Yeah. So I did it, and then there was toys that he hadn't touched in like weeks. So then it was crazy because I got rid of a lot of toys, and then we narrowed it down, and then I even sent them the video because he had his like little shopping cart, and he was running around the house with it, and then he was grabbing his little dinosaur and playing with it when he hadn't touched those in like weeks.
Right.
So yeah, I was blown away because I was like, oh my God, I expected to see results, but not like
she
that
saw it in a
instant.
day. That's
Yeah.
the
instant.
thing.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is crazy because then when you talk to mom, we had no idea because my mom being the hoarder that she is. Do you remember
Yeah.
she used to do that?
Yeah.
She said she would have a bin and she would grab
Alternate.
a bunch of toys that we didn't play with anymore, put them in the bin, go put them in the attic, and then every like few weeks she would bring those in
Yeah.
and then take some of the old ones out, and they were our toys, but we all thought they were new ones.
Yeah.
because and she would like do that all the
Which,
time.
yeah,
She
we
would
don't
swap-
remember that.
We
Oh,
don't
yeah, we
remember
don't
that out,
remember
but that's
that.
like so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like
Yeah.
we ended up, she said we would get so excited and we would play with them because I think instead of getting them so much, it would excite them more if you just consistently
less.
swap them out.
Yeah.
Have less and then
Less is
swap them
better.
out. Because then
Right.
they'll always feel like, oh, I'm getting new toys, but they're not. It's
Yeah.
theirs. It's just, they can see
They forgot
them.
about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because your house and both of y'all are with the toys. Like
Yeah.
for the past few years, like Lee's her whole hallway, the walls are just filled with toys.
Filled
It's
with
like
toys.
kitchens, desks. Like
Well, you have well, especially you because you have two, and you have birthdays, you have
Right.
holidays, and people give them gifts, and then we never think like to declutter. We just
Yeah.
start
Right.
piling.
Yeah. Well, and everyone means well when
Well,
they're
yeah,
doing
of
it. They're
course.
thinking oh my God, I'm giving them what we
Yeah.
didn't have. I'm giving them more.
Yeah.
I want them to have every toy on the shelf, every new, and you're actually doing them more harm
Right.
than you are. So that's kind of like a crazy way to think about it. But you saw it. I don't think you watched them yet.
Nope.
But
Nope, I did not.
But you should try it though. Yeah, it makes a difference. Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes a
so
difference. And I feel like it makes them like a little bit more grateful too, cuz
for
like
sure.
having all these toys, they're like, whatever. They don't even care about the damn toys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like it makes them a little bit more grateful too.
Yeah. Well, living a more minimalistic life changed
Yes.
mine. So I'm so happy. I've never been happier.
Yeah.
My happiness isn't connected to any object, any materialistic thing, and
Yeah, now it's just
never been happier.
saving your money for travel.
Now I
Yeah.
just want experiences. I want
Yes.
to travel.
Yeah,
I just want to go out and to be more outdoors. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
Dad has always preached. Remember our
Yeah, he
entire
has.
life that being in your house all day is the number one easiest road to depression.
Yeah.
Especially the bed.
Yeah.
He's like, when you're feeling depressed, like the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do
Is lay down.
lay down
Yeah.
and stay in bed all day. When you wake up in the morning, open up every curtain, every
Yeah.
drape.
Oh
in
my
your
God,
house.
when
your
we would
lights
go on
coming in.
vacation.
But you know what's
my
funny
God.
is that like now looking back, I'm like, damn, mom and dad actually had like so many good hacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially dad when it comes to like depression. I was
Yeah.
like, that man.
Yeah.
But that when we were kids, like that would piss me off
Oh
when we
my
would be on
God.
vacation at 6 a.m. All right,
Boom!
rise and shine.
Yeah.
He would spread open
I would
those
be like,
drapes.
can you at least let me sleep in a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But getting natural sunlight, like it helps you.
yeah,
Like,
it does,
does,
but
it
not at
does.
6 a.m.
No, not at 6 a.m. But like once you're
No,
up,
but like in a vacation, I feel like 6 a.m. is a good time now that I'm older.
Yeah.
Because you have,
No.
it sucks,
but you have more time to like go out and about and
Yeah.
experience more.
Unless I'm in Disney World, do not wake me up at 6 a.m.
I think it depends on what kind of vacation
Yeah.
it is. Because
Yeah.
if it's a vacation where, like, let's say we're going out,
Yeah.
we come home at like 1 or 2, you wake me up at 6, I'm throwing my shit.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever be doing that again.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
don't know
still.
about
I mean,
y'all,
I still
but-
am down to go out, but shoot, I don't even know if I can stay out till 1 a.m. anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I just by 11 or 12, I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
By like 10, 11.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Depending on the day, though.
Yeah, like even like
It depends on the vibe.
Yeah.
For me. I think you too. Though.
Yeah.
Like if they're
don't
playing
know.
some good ass music, I'll stay.
I don't
till
even
4.
I don't even think I can do that if they're playing good music. I'm just
I
like,
can't. That's the only way I can.
Yeah.
Is if they're playing good music.
I don't think I
Otherwise,
can.
I'm like, all right, y'all.
but then again, I'm older than you guys, so yeah,
yeah.
Yes, you are.
yeah. Don't worry, you'll be there. You're right behind me, girl.
Right.
No, yeah, I don't
behind.
enjoy going out
Yeah.
as much as I did,
Yeah.
but I still love to dance. I still
Yeah.
love music.
No, I
so
still
would
love to do it too. I
Yeah.
just don't know if I can stay out till 2 a.m.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah.
Cool.
Yes, so that's our little shebang on decluttering and spring cleaning.
We encourage it highly. I think
Yes.
I'm actually gonna start getting to a point where I do it every season.
I think I'm going to start doing that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's something about a new fresh start.
Yeah.
like every
Every season.
yeah, that
Yeah.
I think it's just a good way to motivate you.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you don't have to go full
Yeah.
force. Maybe
No,
your
but,
main one is in spring.
Well,
but then
usually-
every season
Usually
you
for
kinda,
like spring, like I always take a week vacation.
yeah, you do.
So especially for the kids' spring break, so I always take that week. And usually we try to do like a mini road trip, and then I try to do the other days to like get the house ready for spring.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
yeah.
decluttering, spring cleaning, reorganizing, and all that good stuff. So yeah.
But you know what? If you are constantly living in a life where you're not letting clutter build up and
Yeah.
you're not like
That's true.
over consuming and over
Yeah.
shopping and all of that, then you wouldn't need to do it
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah,
so you would
that's
do your
true.
big one in spring.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the time it's just kind of being aware and keeping
Mm-hmm.
it in the back of your mind. Like,
Right.
okay, because it's tempting. It's not easy.
No.
I'll definitely say,
Yeah.
especially Amazon.
Yeah.
Me and Lise,
We
know.
love Amazon.
Amazon is my weakness,
Yeah.
and a lot of times I have to convince myself and remember like I don't need stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
need it. I don't need this because Amazon will freaking get you.
Yeah.
And Nancy's more stores. It's
Yeah.
more like in person
Yeah.
stores and
Yeah.
those like sales, online sales.
Yeah.
So it's hard to do, but I think if you like make a conscious effort of like
Like, I don't need
living
it. Yeah.
yeah, living that and
Yeah.
always reminding yourself like, hey, let me not overconsume. I don't need this much. Then yeah, you don't really necessarily need to do
Yeah.
it. Do your big one in spring and then just be aware.
Yeah,
and
just
conscious
kind of keep
about
up
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it literally will benefit you in every way. You'll have more space.
just you,
you'll
but your
have
family.
clean. Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah.
save
Your
money.
mental health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your mental health, which is like above all of it. But
Right.
there's so many benefits to it, just overall.
Yeah.
So yeah, get out there. If you haven't started on your spring cleaning, get started. Are you guys done?
No.
Okay. I'm not either.
I think I'm for the most part done. But then again, it's because I take a week.
Yeah.
I take a week
Yeah.
I think
vacation.
it's nice. It's like, I can't work. I need to focus on this task and
Yes.
this task.
Yeah, I
only.
just need to hit our clothes and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Everything else I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's all get our spring cleaning done ASAP so we can have a nice, peaceful home and a nice, peaceful mind.
And start the summer right.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So as you guys know, we end every episode with an inspirational quote or story. And today, my quote is, "Never regret the love you give. It returns to you in another time, in another person, in other circumstances, but it always comes back to you."
Yeah. I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
I had never I've never looked at it that way ever until I just read that. I literally read it
It's kind of
today.
similar to like karma. Whatever goes around comes around, you know?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
never applied it to love.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everything else, it's easy for me to do it with karma. Like, okay, even if this person doesn't deserve it, I'm like, I'm still going to be nice. I'm still going to do this. Like, it'll come back. I've never looked at it in a way of love. Because, I mean, when you
Well,
have a
I know
shitty ex, you're like,
This sounds
I
like
should've
cheesy,
never-
but it's kind of like Carol G, you know? She was
heard
with
her Karol G.
Anuela, and like obviously they went their separate ways, and look
Yeah.
at her now.
Right.
Like the love she gave him, she's getting it back from Fed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, like, you see that, but do you think you think it didn't cross her mind, like, I should never have loved
Like,
him?
fuck him.
no,
right?
I should
Like,
never have done
I
this.
think when you're out of that relationship, everyone thinks that. Like,
Yeah.
damn, like they didn't deserve that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't
Right.
have loved
I
them.
did
Like
so much for him.
Yeah, so much for him because you don't think of it that way. You kind of just think of yourself like, damn, I was dumb as fuck for doing that.
And that you wasted your time.
Yeah.
You're like, I
Yeah.
gave him so much love. I did this and this and that. And for what?
yeah.
And I never thought, like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, then again, too, like tying to that, like obviously everyone has a different path and whatever, you might have thought like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. But all that led to where you are now.
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, it's like maybe you were meant to cross that bridge and maybe it made you stronger. Like
That's
maybe
true.
you're a
Yeah.
bigger person because of that
Yeah.
that interaction, that time that you went through those things.
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah.
That always impacts like you somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And it also shows you what you don't want.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then maybe it takes that, even though it sucks, to be like, okay, well, now I know this is your
worth.
I will not.
Yeah.
This is something that is a harsh
Yeah.
deal breaker.
Yeah.
So
for
even
me.
though at that time, yeah, it sucked, but it brought you to where you are today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I've never thought about it that way, but I really like
Yeah,
that.
it's a
I
nice
never
quote.
thought of like as an ex or like
Yeah.
giving my
Yeah.
love. I've always regretted that. Well, damn, motherfucker didn't deserve shit.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, actually, that's so true. You still gave that, which means it
You're
didn't
gonna
come
get
back
it back.
to you from him, but it'll come back to you in
in other
some
ways.
other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, that is such a cool quote. I really
Because
like
it
that
matters.
one.
It comes back either like even just the kids, like you having kids.
Well, yeah,
like
that's why it said
Yeah.
another person, another certain, like just some way.
some
Yeah.
way it's
that
gonna
love
come back
will
to
come
you.
back to you. It'll
Yeah.
everything will be reciprocated.
Yeah.
Maybe just not at that time with
Right.
that person,
But later on.
But it'll come back.
in some way or
Yeah.
shape or form. It'll
so it
come
wasn't
back
for
to you.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing is for nothing.
Yeah.
Any kindness, any love,
Yeah.
anything you do that's good, that good will come back to you. Wasn't that a
That-
cool quote?
Yeah.
Cute.
I like that.
I
Yeah.
really like that. So I think that is all we have for this week's episode. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, follow, share, like, all of that. We always appreciate it. And we will see
Until
you
next
next
time.
week. Yeah.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.